Yeah,
so
sure.
so
I'll
you
have to
can see
charge you
yourself.
extra though, like,
Okay.
you
Well,
got me doing technical stuff. Oh boy, so many chords. No wonder there's. I hope I
I
didn't
know.
bump anything.
I don't.
Ah, that's intimidating. All
But
right.
anyway,
It says that there's an action needed. Does you experience poor video quality? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna
we're
check your bank
getting.
account here while I'm on your
Yeah,
computer.
go right ahead. There's very little in it.
No big secrets hidden in there,
uh, while you're here, I want to talk real quick about your acting career.
huh? Okay,
It
I'm
wasn't
ready.
very long. Are you still? Would you still be open to acting if somebody came along?
Oh yeah, and
Would you?
yeah, we actually were just talking about that last night because really everything that I write anymore is based around either a movie script or some sort of filmography. It's cinematic, like either a music video in mind, which music videos are just short movies. But we actually have a series of songs written that it's so much material and the story and characters are so vast that really it would be like episodes that we would have to keep putting out and
Right.
everything. And we have a facility where we have the room now. It's just a matter of time. I have the view downtown on Fifth Avenue, and it's a beautiful huge 3-story brick building, and there's lots of room in there for
Yeah.
filming and doing all sorts of fun stuff.
I've
And
seen you do a couple of videos in there.
yeah, yeah. We been doing some attic sessions up there, and we've had a few artists when they come by and play at the View. Josh Watkins is a videographer. He has Redwood Watkins Productions. If you guys are looking for a videographer, he's really great. He's wonderful to work with. I've known him since he was a little tyke, and he knows music in and out too. So it's really nice working with a videographer that understands instrumentation because a lot of times, it, some people, if they don't understand music, they don't know that, when somebody's taking a lead and they're focused on the singer and the
Right.
vocalist is just
Right.
standing there and they're missing the actual action and stuff. But Josh, understands music, so he's very good at, you know, gathering that moment when it needs to be captured.
Well, that's cool. Getting back to the older acting, you did.
Or younger
You,
acting.
yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, you did White Boys
Mhm.
and Redemption Road.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get into those? I mean, how did you appear in those?
Well, White Boys, that movie came out in 1999. It's a 20th Century Fox movie produced by Ezra Swerdlow. And I was actually out performing, and the casting director from New York, her name is Sue Crystal, she saw me performing and just walked right up to me and said, "Hey, young lady, we love your voice, and you're just very captivating, and we would love to have you in this movie. Like, you would be perfect. We're looking for a country western singer to." And I was like,
Cool.
and I don't remember how old I was I think I was maybe 16 or 17, somewhere in that. And so I was just like, stranger danger. I was like, "Mom, Dad, this lady says she's from New York and she wants to put me in a movie." And but it was all legit. And um, so she ended up taking our information, and a few days later, Ezra Swerdlow himself called our house and, you know, just filled us in on the rundown of the movie. Not really what the storyline was, but just the logistics of it, filming and performing, and like there's certain colors that you can wear and you can't wear because they don't work well. They bleed in the camera and stuff like that. So we went over that, and then he said, "Well, there's one problem because when Sue saw me performing, I was actually singing the song Blue, which Leanne Rimes recorded." And he said, "We can't get the mechanical rights to have you perform that particular song in the movie, and we're kind of on a timeline crunch here, and instead of spending a whole bunch of money trying to buy somebody else's song for you to sing, do you have an original that you would like to perform? And I crossed my fingers and said, yeah. I was like, so, and I had written some songs, but I'd never really seriously recorded anything or even considered them songs other than, my own little ditties and things like that. And so I guess I just thought, well, it'll happen somehow. And what happened was my mom woke me up one night at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And my mom is a beautiful musical talent. A lot of people don't realize that about her because she's very shy and she has stage fright. But she is an incredible piano player, and she has a beautiful voice, and she just knows music in and out. Like every instrument, every beat, every note, tone, pitch, like it's just built into her. And she was sitting at the piano that night, and the song started to come to her, and she woke me up and she was like, hey, come down here and listen to this song. I have an idea for that movie. And me being a 16 or 17-year-old girl was like, no. And so against my will, and bless her heart, having to put up with me because I could be kind of a grumpy bear if you wake me up. But I went down and we started working on it, and she gives me all the credit for writing the song, but really I would give her more credit than I would give myself on that. We did hammer it out and fine tune it so it would be a co-write. But we got that song done, and we took it to Mike Cook, which is a familiar name around here. Amazing keyboard player, Chief, lives down in Louisiana now. But we took it to him, and he tracked it all out and laid out all the parts on his keyboard. And then we went to go do the filming for the movie, and when we set up, it was kind of something that was supposed to just be like a background scene and not a focal point or anything like that. But once we started doing the song, the producer stopped everything, and we're like, uh-oh, what's going on? Are we in trouble? And he came over to us and he was like, did you know what this movie was about? And we were like, no, just what you told us. And he's like, this song is perfect for this movie.
Really?
And it's like the lyrics are, there's, I'm crying, I'm on a two-way street, there's a boy, he's on my mind, and dad says he's just too high and mighty, it won't work out, he's a city boy. So it's about this girl who's country, and she falls in love with the city kid, and it's just not going to work out because they're from two different worlds. And that's basically like what this movie was about. And so, long story short, they said, we're going to feature this song in the movie. So they did a whole reset and did all the cameras and everything. And we spent, a few days filming for this movie. And it's actually in the movie. A lot of that stuff gets edited out because I've done some movies since then. And, you might film for 12 hours a day for a couple weeks, and none of those scenes make it in the movie, But anyway, so it made it in, and if you watch White Boys, like you hear Mike Cook's, honky tonk accordion piano mix coming in there, and then they start at my feet and they pan up, and I'm wearing this blue sparkly dress, and it comes back and we're upstage, on stage they're singing, and then it keeps cutting back and forth to like what's happening in the scene between the main characters, and then back inside to our performance. So that was like my first, big movie experience, and it was incredible.
Cool.
And I already had the bug before that, and then once that happened, I was like, oh, this is so me. I'm gonna do this all the time. But,
Well, that's a cool story there.
thanks.
Well, now what I really wanted to talk to you about,
Uh-oh.
just a little.
Oh, no.
Nothing big, but
Dun dun dun.
Redemption Road.
Oh yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yup.
Oh God, I
He's
love that guy.
he's a memorable person. Rest in peace. I was doing the early Mandrell show down at the Nashville Palace, and that's how I landed that movie. Was they saw me performing there, and they said, we'd like you to be in this movie that we're filming here at the Palace. And Michael Clark Duncan was one of the main characters, and he was however you want to say it, because he was larger than life, just as big and beautiful and boisterous and full of joy and kind, and just a magnetic person. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, well, it was really, really cool working with him, and he was just so nice to everybody. Like,
I bet it was.
yeah. And then he passed away like not shortly after that movie came out. So I was like, man, that's bittersweet to
No
be
kidding.
able to meet him, before he exited. So
Yeah, I love that guy. The first movie I saw, actually noticed it was him, was The Green Mile.
Green Mile, yep.
And then I started looking for him in movies and stuff. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the characters he plays are wonderful too.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him on some talk shows and stuff. Really cool guy.
Yeah. And he has the biggest smile on his face all the time, and you could tell that was just him. Like, it would probably be work for that man not to smile. Like, he just was just so full of joy and just very kind. And
Mario Van Peebles.
yeah,
was
yeah,
the
he produced that one.
producer, and his dad Melvin had a small part in the movie.
I don't even know if I
Did
can
you-
remember if I saw him, if he did any filming at the palace in those scenes or not. But I remember Mario. He's a very handsome man too, so it's easy to remember. But yeah.
Well, Melvin just passed away a couple of days ago, so it's
Oh.
like, yeah. But that's why I brought him up. But yeah, must have been a thrill, just that was your second movie, or how many?
It's kind of a blur because oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me. Hopefully she's far enough away that she's not listening, because I'm like, what's Morgan's last name? But there's a lady down in Nashville that owns an agency, and I actually met her one night because I stopped in someplace and I was singing. I was like, I think it was a karaoke bar or something like that in Nashville, and we kind of look similar. She's a redhead too, and at first she was like, oh, who do you think you are, and she was a little competitive with me, and she was like, so do you know the Reba McEntire song Does He Love You? You want to sing that as a duet? And it was almost like confrontational, like a sing off or something like that.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, sure. And then we just fell in love with each other after that, because she was like, oh, like, you're nice, like, you're cool. I was expecting you to think that you were like hot stuff or something. And so she ended up signing me to her agency, and also my friend Dustin, and we did a lot of television shows and commercials and some movies and stuff, and then it all just kind of got to be a blur. And like I said, some of the stuff that sticks out, it's like White Boys, I'll always remember doing that because that was like the first big deal. Redemption Road sticks out because of Michael Clark Duncan, and also with it being filmed at the Palace, and that was my home away from home. But we did some scenes for the TV show Nashville. Um, there was a movie with Ashley Judd in it called The Identical. We had some scenes where we were extras in different movies, and some stuff where we had roles, but it got edited out, so, doesn't even count. We ended up on the editing room floor, and some music videos, too.
So you've been around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't say it like that, Billy. But yeah, I've done a lot of things, and I'm grateful for all of it, and sometimes I almost have to talk about it because I forget. You just there's so much stuff in front of you all the time that you forget what's behind you, and it's like, I performed for Vice President Al Gore, and like that's kind of a cool big deal, and that was a big experience too, especially with all the Secret Service and stuff that you had to go through. And sometimes I just forget about some of the stuff I've done.
I was out here one time during I don't remember what year it was, but Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Remember Paul Simon
Oh,
from
yeah.
Illinois?
I thought you meant the.
No.
No, okay.
not the same. He was running for president, and he stopped in here to record a commercial, and it was I think it was a Saturday, and I was here alone, and all of a sudden I turn around and there's these two guys with the suits, and I go, can I help you? Yeah, we're here to record a commercial, Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I I was told about it. It was like, whoa.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
good.
kind of, they look official.
Intimidating, yeah. Well, that's all part of it, man. Looks are
Yeah, for
first
sure.
impression, you know.
Okay, enough of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's get to music.
All right.
You know, one thing, you've been in it how many years now?
26 years.
So you started out pretty young.
Yeah. And that's like not counting some of the stuff I did. Like, you know, I really even, first time on stage, I was 3 with Mike Cook over at Woody's Rendezvous. And, you know, my grandparents had a band for many years and I'd get up and sing with them. But when I actually went out and started doing my own shows, I was 13.
Yeah.
Don't do the math. Everybody's like, okay, 13 plus 20, blah, blah, blah.
It's
So,
been a while.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Over the years, you know, everything changes. You've been in it for 26 years.
Yeah.
Can you name some changes in the music business that you absolutely hate or that you really like?
One thing that I don't like is people hating on music so much. Like, you know, I think that there's a lot of people that, you know, pick out certain genres that they don't like. It's like, if you don't like it, just leave it alone and move on to something that you do like. So I don't like people hating on things that they don't like. You know, there's so much music out there and it's kind of like a smorgasbord. It's like, if you don't like the oysters, don't eat the oysters, you know, like move on. But some people like that. And so I don't like that. And I think that, you know, I don't like people hating on anybody at all. And there are friends of mine that do music that I don't really like, you know. It's like, oh, I would skip that on the smorgasbord, you know. But at the same time, I know those people personally and they make good music. And then there's some good music out there where there's people that I don't necessarily think that they're the most wonderful people in the whole wide world, but I like their music. So
Right.
it's just, that's one of the things, is that people have really gotten to the point where they're just like, you know, I hate this kind of country, you know, country music, or you know, I hate that kind of rock and roll, or I hate that long-haired stuff. And it's like,
And,
quit talking about how much you hate stuff and just, you know, talk about how much you do like what you do like.
and that is one thing, one problem I have. It's the only art form that people say, I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, they can look at a picture that they don't like and not say, I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, or something like, but they feel compelled, I guess, to say, oh, I hate that. music,
Yeah.
Or I hate that. And I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Why you would even bother saying it. You know, it's like,
Yeah, if you
whatever.
don't like it, just skip it, you know? Like,
Right.
just go on to the next one. And so that's something that I've noticed here in the last few years, that there are certain genres that popped up, and especially because there's so many independent artists and music is so easily, you know, readily available to everybody, that it's easy for everybody to get real picky choosy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's great, you know, if you don't like what that particular station plays, just don't listen to that station, you know. And I don't like it when other artists, you know, get that way. I hear some people that really bash like a certain genre, and there are genres that I don't like, and I'm just like, I don't really like it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Same here.
Yeah.
Holy cow, we're halfway through.
Oh
the hour
no,
already.
I'm a Gabby over
I
here.
gotta take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back and concentrate more on the music, okay?
Yeah.
So stay tuned, everybody.
Mac 94.7. We play everything.
We know the last thing anyone has time for is car trouble. For fast and friendly service, trust the experts at Classic Body Works. With our 24-hour towing service and full collision repair, your vehicle will be fixed professionally and back on the road in no time. Remember, it's your decision where you need your vehicle repaired, so don't let your insurance company steer you wrong. Make the right choice and choose Classic Body Works. Nobody notices our work, and that's the way it should be.
Have you tried a famous Holly's hot dog? Well, it's a must. So swing by her drive-thru restaurant or pick up on South 7th Street in If you haven't, what are you waiting for? You are missing out. We suggest you view their Holly Dog's Facebook page for
Yeah.
their
Well, I
appetizer specials and their famous
I
hand-breaded
was, and
burgers
then
like
it turned
crab
off
rangoon
on me.
dogs, Chicago dog, or chili cheese dog, just to name a few. They offer drive-thru and carry-out. They are open Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, and Saturday, 11 to 3.
the upper 80s. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, 81.
And I'm Billy Rose. You're listening to Midwest Review live on MAC FM 94.7, brought to you by the Block That Rocks in Savannah, Illinois, from the Wild Rose Casino and Hotel Studios. Top floor of the MAC building. Holy cow. Brooke Byam, and you might want to introduce the other guy.
Yeah, okay. So I have Paul Johnson in the studio with us tonight. And he, I always say he's on the pots and pans, but he only brought one pan tonight. And then Guy Bazilovich. I was like saying his last name. And he's back there slopping the boss.
All right.
And yeah, these are a couple of
So
best guys ever.
I guess we might as well play a song right away because we're 34 minutes in.
Oh man.
Holy cow.
Okay.
So, what do you got for us, Brooke?
All right. This one's called "Feeling the Love."
Feeling the Love.
Yeah.
Brooke Byam. And what are you calling yours?
The Daymakers.
The Daymakers. Brooke Byam and the Daymakers live in the KMCN studio on Midwest Review Live.
Sitting here by the fire, sitting in a cold dark room. It's not so cold and dark, not when I'm with you. Feel the love in the room, feel the love in the world, feel the love, feel the love. That you need. Remember every newborn child that was once me and you. Yeah, we're all children. We're all children too. So when we're acting up, oh, we're putting up a fight. Just take a deep breath and remember tonight to be feeling the love, feeling the love, feeling the love, feeling the love. Oh, feeling the love, feeling the love, feeling the love, feeling the love. So go sit by the fire, go clear your mind. Just take a deep breath and remember tonight to be feel the love, feel the love, feel the love, feeling the love. Sitting here by the fire, we're sitting in a cold dark room. It's not so cold and dark, not when I'm with you.
and
The Daymakers. Yeah, they'll make your day.
The Daymakers live in the
Mr. Young,
KMC
yeah.
on studio. Good stuff. Good stuff. guys.
Ah, thanks, Billy.
Yeah. So, Paul, how long have you been in music?
I guess I need a microphone.
Yeah, here we go.
You've been
Get over
Took
drumming.
the
Is
spot.
was that your first and only instrument? Or?
Yeah, kind of like Brooke, you know. You usually start out when you're about 3 years old. That's when I first started banging on a snare drum. I didn't get my first real drum set until I was about 5 years old, and then after that, I was just off to the races. I joined the high school band when I was a freshman in high school, playing in the pep band on the set. And actually, I wasn't even in the band. I was at a basketball game. I was just there watching, you know, varsity basketball in high school, and the pep band was getting ready to do their halftime show, and the band instructor was like, "Does anybody here know how to play drums? Our drummer's in the bathroom getting sick." Seriously, like, sometimes that story comes out of the movies, but that was the truth. And all my friends were like, "Well, Paul knows how to play drums. Let him go do it." So I went and did it, and then, you know, it was a good little show. We played songs like Centerfold and Louie Louie and, you know, stuff like that. It was your typical whatever. And then the very next day, I got pulled out of study hall by the band instructor, and he said, "Hey, would you mind joining the band? We really need it for the jazz ensemble." And I said, "Nah, you know, I'm a football player. I'm just too, you know, I can't be that, you know, band geek guy. I gotta be playing sports, you know, like, 'cause my dad was the high school football coach, and but no, he talked me into it, and I joined it, and then it was, you know, the rest is history. And then, you know, in and out of garage bands ever since I was 18 years old. Kind of had a band in the Freeport, Illinois area for about 5 years that got to open up for some national bands, but didn't really go anywhere. And then 2019 in the summer, I met Brooke. We had a show in Fulton, Illinois, doing the Ribco thing on the street, and that's where I met Mike Cook, the chief that you've heard about earlier today, and I met Kevin Cash there. And then at that time, there was just a handful of shows in the season, you know, left to go. I didn't play a full season with Brooke, but then after that, you know, the next year rolled around and the shows were coming in, and she said, "Hey, would you mind playing drums?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So it's been 2 years with Brooke. It's been a really great experience playing. So, yeah.
You didn't tell her, "No, I'm a sports guy."
Yeah, right. No, because at that time I was too old to play sports, and I wasn't old enough to play, you know, 35 and older softball or something, you know. So I was like, sure, I'll give music a whack, and you know, that was that. So I've been playing with Brooke for 2 years now, and it's been going good ever since.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I can't
Guy.
remember. Guy.
Guy.
How about you, Guy?
Come
You got
on.
any story of how you got
Wanna hold your
started?
bass?
No, I've always played bass since I was born.
Really?
Yep.
You
Came
came
out-
playing
came out
bass?
playing.
Came out of
Wow.
top of the boss.
So you were born into it, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's funny.
All right.
Guy's
well,
a man of few words.
Right.
He leaves it up to the music.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Especially when you got somebody out front that.
Yeah, right. Got this big old ham out there.
Yeah.
Look at me, look at me, look what I can do.
Now, you used to give piano lessons, Brooke. Do you still?
Yeah, I have some students still,
And vocals or not?
vocals, guitar,
Okay.
piano lessons. You know, I try to, like, a lot of times somebody will come in and they'll be like, "Oh, I want vocal lessons," but I don't really just do vocal lessons. Like, I kind of just do the whole thing, you know, like touch on performance and, like, you know, just even some technical stuff, you know, like as far as, because really, if somebody comes in and they want to learn something about music, it's like there's a lot more to anything than just singing, you know,
Right.
or just like I even work with my students on writing, recording, like even teaching them like how to go about marketing, like some business tips and things like that. And I try to show them multiple instruments because, you know, it's all relevant, and if they want to relay a message to musicians, you almost have to know, you know, it's easier for somebody to come
Exactly.
over and say, "Oh, I'm going to sing this song, but let me show you how to play it," or "This is the key
Right.
that it's in," or something like that. So I try to just teach them a little bit of everything.
It's all relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, everything in music, you have to know something about everything.
Yeah.
Every part of band and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way of teaching. Are there any students out there that come to mind that, wow, you said, wow?
Well, actually, all my students, like, because, and they each bring something different to the table. Like, you know, some of them, it's just their voice that they just have. Like, they show up and I'm just like, wow, like, that voice is amazing. Some of them, it's just their personality and just their vibe and their energy and their conviction and stuff. And I'm like, wowed by that. Some of them, it's their songwriting abilities, you know. Some of them, it's just, you know, just how unique they are. And it's like, man, every time, you know, one of my students walks out the door, like, I usually have something to share. I'm just like, man, like, that kid is so incredible, you know. And I share something that, you know, they just wowed me with, or that I was amazed by. And so I really look forward to, you know, working with my students. And it's trying for me just because of the fact that our schedule is so busy and so hectic.
Oh, yeah.
And if any of my students or their parents are listening, they'll be like, yeah, Brooke does a lot of rescheduling, you know. But it's just because we're all over the place. And, you know, bless their hearts, like, they're so supportive of you know, their kids coming in and working with me, that the parents are usually really flexible and understand. And, you know, I usually give them big enough assignments that they could probably not see me for a month and come back and be like, you know, because I'm like, I just throw as much at them as possible. And, you know, that way if they feel like overachieving, you know, like, they're not going to run out and get bored. Or if they don't get to it, because I know that their lives are busy too. You know, kids these days, man, are just swamped in all sorts of activities and school, homework and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm always just like, well, what, you know, show me what you got, you know, this week, and then we just take it from there. So
We've talked a lot about your talents and everything, but what's the most useless talent you have?
oh, wow, well, that's
I
a
know,
stumper.
I
Well, go
know,
ahead, Paul.
I know.
What
she,
is it?
She has a mean cluck like a chicken squeak.
Oh, that is not useless. that has
that's-
opened a lot of doors for me,
That's
just so
that's
you
a
know.
pretty good one. That's
And
a
it has
pretty
kept
good
me
one.
entertained.
And it's kept McDonald's. on
Almost
the
got me
health
fired from
inspector's
McDonald's
list.
when
Yeah.
I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was my first job. It was my first job on the books. But I worked at 14 years old at the McDonald's for $5.15 an hour. So you kids are getting $12, you be grateful, because back in my day we had to walk uphill both hills. No, but when I'd get bored, I'd be back, you know, doing dishes at night, and I'd just be clucking like a chicken in the back of McDonald's. And one time,
How does it go?
oh, sneaky
Yes,
Billy,
I love this.
all right.
Did that on purpose.
It goes. But it's a little. Actually, live chickens in the back of McDonald's, and the manager was like, "Oh goodness, no!" And she's like, "Brooke, come up here." So I had to I clucked like a chicken for that lady so that she understood that it's like, no, it's just this weird little girl that we have working back in the kitchen.
Well, you gotta follow that with another song.
Oh, geez, no pressure. Okay.
We don't have any chicken songs, though.
Well, I do have a song about a chicken. It's called Run Chicken Run. I haven't played in a long time, so I don't know if I even remember how to play it. Trying to think of, because there's songs that I do on the guitar, and then there's songs I do on the piano. Oh, okay. All right. Here's a piano song.
This is off of the CD.
Yes, this is off our album that we have.
Are you ready to put it out, or are you recording it, or what? What process are you?
It is to the point where we just have to send it off to be duplicated.
Oh, really?
Mass produced, yeah.
So it's
It's
finished
done, yeah,
pretty
it's
much, yeah?
finished, except that we don't have the physical copies for sale. So
Right.
what you have over there is like priceless right now. You know, it's
Don't try to rob me.
right. I know it's just sitting right there, right next to the mixer.
Yeah.
So
Circus is the name of the song?
yeah, this is called Circus. All right.
He lived way out west on the cold hard ground. He worked every night till the sun went down. He woke up in the morning, did it all over again. Worked that hard land with his own hard hands. It was all he could do to grow corns and beans. Hadn't any time for no silly little dreams. Until the circus came to town, and the people gathered round. They all knew that they'd been found. When the circus came to town, there were bearded ladies inside these twins, dancing on top of the elephants, and wild engines with feathers in their hair, and wild Bill blasting his bullets through the air, and everyone buried their troubles in the ground. When the circus came to town, acrobats swinging from trapeze to trapeze, and the organ grinders were capuchin monkeys, and fairy flossers to corner a box, and a big black stallion with hard socks, and everyone buried their troubles in the ground. When the circus came to there were bearded ladies inside these twins, dancing on top of the elephants, and wild engines with feathers in their hair, and wild Bill blasted his bullets through the air, and everyone buried their troubles in the ground. When the circus came to town,
All right. I like that.
Yay.
That's good stuff there.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Joe said he does a pretty good rooster dance. I would like to see that.
I would
We
like
worked
to
that
see
into
it.
a music video.
Along with the clucking.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Well, you guys, wow, our hour is almost over.
Oh man.
But we can go a little longer, you know.
Okay, like
Because I'm in charge. and
midnight or.
The boss isn't here. and-
We're used to doing, 8-9 hours. So.
So it
Yeah,
doesn't
we'll
matter.
keep-
if we
Yeah,
go
we'll keep
over
going.
time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really thank you guys for coming out.
Aw,
It's been
thank you,
fun, so-
Billy. It's nice to be back here. So,
Yeah.
we're so busy. I don't, always get to catch every show, but I do enjoy when I do get to catch it. And actually, what was the name? There was maybe they did a remake of "I Want to Dance with Somebody," the Whitney Houston song, and it was, oh man.
You know what?
And I've been trying to find the name of that group now.
There have been like 3 or 4 different artists that do that.
Ah.
I think, the Shootouts, could that be it? Was it kind of
I don't know. It was a girl singing, and it was kind of it was a more laid back version of it. A little swankier, bluesier, but I really loved it. I loved her voice. I loved what they did with that song, and I was like, oh
I'll
man.
try to look through my notes and stuff and see if I can find it for you.
All right.
Let you know. Yeah. There's so much talent around. It's like amazing. I've been doing this since 1986, and I've never been short except for the first like 3 or 4 shows because I didn't have enough music to
Oh,
play,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But once I got the word out there and musicians started telling other people, you know, then I've gotten so much stuff. And now I get a lot of,
Yeah.
that's the, what do they call it?
A CB or
Yeah.
something? Oh, okay.
In the- in
Oh,
the-
God,
in
the
the-
FBI was out front.
Woo.
it's in the old newsroom
Okay.
that we don't have a news
They have it
department
surrounded.
anymore.
We got a combo.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got, you want to do another song or?
Well, and also real quick, I want to mention
Yeah.
for all the musicians out there looking for a place to play, I have the Revue down on 5th Avenue South in Clinton. It's a Friday night venue, and we do performances from 7 to 9, and then we do an open mic from 9 to 11. So if there's somebody that's looking for some place to play in Clinton, get a hold of me, and I'd love to have them come play at the View.
And you do have traveling musicians coming once in a while.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead and
I can't remember. Who,
Zach Pietrini.
Zach Petrini.
Petrini.
and
Yeah, and what's her
McKenna Bray.
McKenna Bray. Yep.
Kenna Bray will be there.
Yep. And Molly Durnan is going to be
Right.
there. She played at the Living Room year before last, and she's great. I love her songs. I was playing some of her stuff for Paul the other day,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I
Very
really,
good.
yeah, I love her
She's-
voice and I
she's
love her
talented.
songs, and yep. So she will be at the View as well. So.
And it's not easy to get a hold of her since she moved away.
Oh yeah. Well, I was lucky because she got a hold of me, and she loved playing in here at Clinton, and so I talked to her about playing at the View, and then was like, hey, would you like to do Billy's show? So like that's
Yeah,
nice to have some
good.
people
Thank
wanting
you.
to come back through here. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the things that I've really liked about doing this show is the people that travel through and they stop and they play and they, wow, if I would have known this was here, I would have set up another engagement or
Yeah.
something, but tomorrow we're playing in Omaha or something,
Yeah.
So, but I understand that too. But do you know Dan Byrne?
I mean, maybe if you sometimes names just are
He's
blurry. for me.
originally from Mount Vernon, Iowa, but he's living in Los Angeles now. And he's going to be in this area for the next month or so. And I got an email from him today, and he was talking about an open date, which would be October 3rd. And I
Is
told
that
him,
Sunday? Oh yeah.
I told him that's the only thing I got open right in your time frame. And I hadn't heard back from him yet when I left to come out here, but that's a possibility for next week.
Yeah. October 16th, we're going to be playing at the Rhythm City Casino. So if anybody wants to come out and catch us live.
Cool. Have you ever played there before?
I have not. Paul has. We played out at Riverside Casino. That was nice, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
8:30 to midnight.
Yeah.
Plug it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Evie Gross Band will be here, and they're coming down to your place too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks for remembering that. I said.
I can't remember what the date, but it's coming up in October.
Yeah, we just had the Sapsuckers there a couple weeks ago, and they'll be coming back through. And so just, yeah, if listeners out there, if you follow our page, it's The View, it's VUE. It's a short, or I don't know, I should probably learn what that word is, hyphenated, abbreviated, or something for venue. But it's on 5th Avenue South. And like I said, every Friday night, and we're BYOB. So just come on down and
It's
and
really
listen to music.
not hard to find if you know where Fifth Avenue South is. You know,
Yeah, and it's a big 3-story brick building, and there's a very colorful lit up tree in the window there, and we have neon open sign and live music sign and stuff. So
Yeah, the Sapsuckers, they got a hold of me, but they weren't going to be here on a Sunday, so they didn't come out. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad to see they came back. So.
Well, and some shameless self promotion, you know, like if folks out there listening want to follow us, you know, the easiest way to find us is to look up my artist page, which is Brooke Byam. My last name's BYAM, and give us a like, and we post all of our dates on there. And if they have something coming up where they're wanting to, you know, have us come and entertain, then that's the best way to get a hold of us is through our Facebook page.
By the way, I was looking at the clock. I got to do a legal ID.
Okay.
And
I don't want to
keep
get
talking.
arrested. Okay.
I didn't even shut off the mics or anything. So
Yeah, good.
there we are. So let's hear another song before we go,
Another
because
song?
I
What do you
know
guys think?
people out there are going to yell at me for not
Piano
having
song.
more music.
Just wanna be loved.
Just Wanna Be
cheese, something.
Cheese. Okay. We'll do a pretty song.
Some girls like 'em gentle, some girls like 'em rough, some like their boys clean and pretty, some like 'em dirty and tough. Some girls don't like boys at all. That just ain't their stuff. Well, I just think of the boys and girls just wanna be loved. Just wanna be loved. Just wanna be loved. Ooh, just wanna be loved. Some boys like their girls real sweet, and some like 'em kinda mean. Some like 'em cool and calm. Yeah, and some boys like the heat. Some boys don't like girls at all. That just ain't their stuff. Well, I just think of the boys and girls just wanna be loved. Just wanna be loved. Just wanna be loved. Ooh, just wanna be loved. Take it, Kevin. just wanna be alone.
All right, Brooke Byam and the Daymakers.
Thanks,
Good
Billy.
stuff, guys. Really good.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
for
Thanks
having us.
Thank
Yeah.
you again for coming out. And real quick, give us the best way for people to get a hold of you.
Through Facebook is great. Facebook Messenger, and just Brooke Byam, Brooke. Last name's Byam. So find my artist page and like that. Don't go to my personal profile because I maxed out at 5,000 friends. So if you send me a friend request, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't accept anymore. And I'd really like for people to follow the artist page because that's really what I communicate through.
Right.
So
Okay. So that's the way to get a hold of Brooke and buy her music. And are you going to have the CD available? Are you going to have downloads available and everything?
we'll have
or-
downloads available. We'll have some vinyl available, and we'll have CDs available too. So.
Great.
Yeah, or you can always stop in at the View. Then you get the real life person too.
There you go.
If you're real.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Okay, thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Billy.
Don't forget, I'll be back next week, same time, same place, and everything. And I've got commercials to play that I didn't get to.
Oops.
But it doesn't matter; they're going to be played. Until next week, reduce, recycle, and all that stuff. Remember, I love each and every one of you.
Beverages, an outdoor patio area for dining, live entertainment, karaoke, and now for those of you
Cool.
who like
Thanks,
to
Billy.
go
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you having
Hunter
us.
2 every Monday evening at 6 o'clock. If that's not enough, Hunter 2 has hot video gaming for patrons over 21. Check out Hunter Sports Corner's Facebook page for awesome weekly food specials and upcoming events. And information about their
I get so
delicious
intimidated because I'm a belt singer and I'm always afraid I'm gonna blast somebody's face off in a small room. That's why when people have me go sing at like their retirement homes and stuff like that, I'm always so nervous that I'm gonna, rupture someone's eardrum.